Millions of people have started the 14-day shred challenge, hoping to carve out a highly defined core in exactly 2 weeks. The creator of the program, Ting, built an empire by offering free, accessible routines that exploded across YouTube and TikTok. To actually see those physical results, you need to understand the dietary math behind visible apps, master the specific form required to protect your spine, and know exactly when to modify a movement. The barrier to entry here is extremely low. You do not need a gym membership, dumbbells, or resistance bands. Grab a fitness mat, a water bottle, and set aside 10 to 15 minutes a day. Surviving this challenge comes down to strategic technique and pacing. Here is exactly how to execute the next 14 days. Step 1 actually happens before you ever hit the mat. We have to address the biological reality of how a core becomes visible. This diagram illustrates the equation. The workouts in this challenge will build and strengthen your abdominal muscles, but a caloric deficit is the only mechanism that lowers your overall body fat percentage enough to reveal them. Supporting that deficit requires mindful eating, focusing on whole foods, and drinking a minimum of 2 liters of water a day to manage hunger. Once your nutrition is dialed in, you can tackle the physical work. The routines rely on a specific pacing structure. As you can see on this timeline, the program uses high-intensity interval training. You will work intensely for 30 seconds, followed immediately by a strict 10-second rest. If you find your technique breaking down before the 30 seconds are up, pause. Taking an extra 5 seconds of rest is always the better choice over pushing through with sloppy form. Acknowledging how body fat actually works and respecting the built-in rest periods prevents the most common reason beginners quit: burning out on day 3 with 0 physical changes. Now let's lock in your technique for the floor-based exercises. Moves like the leg raise clap and the reverse crunch are excellent core builders, but are incredibly easy to do wrong. The primary error happens right at the base of your spine. When your abs fatigue, your lower back will naturally try to arch off the floor, which instantly shifts the physical strain away from your core and directly into your lower back. Look at the left side of this graphic. That gap under the back is exactly what you want to avoid. You need to keep your pelvis tucked so your lower back remains pinned flat against the mat. If you cannot keep your spine flat while lowering your legs, modify the movement. Hold your legs at a higher angle or bend your knees. Both options protect your spine while working the muscles. Similarly, when performing crunches, keep your hands lightly behind your ears. Never pull forward on your neck to force yourself up. Vigorously protecting your lower spine and neck is the only way you will physically endure 2 full weeks of core training without sustaining an injury. Once you flip over, the demands change. Exercises like the Spider-Man plank, crossbody climber, and up and down planks force your core and upper body to work together. When gravity takes over, fatigue usually manifests in 2 ways. Your hips will either droop toward the floor, straining your lower back, or you will hike your glutes high into the air, completely disengaging your abs. This is what perfect execution looks like. Notice the rigid straight line from the shoulders straight down to the heels throughout the up and down plank. Your shoulders will likely give out before your abs do. When that happens, modify the movement by dropping to your knees, as shown in the inset box here, keeping that exact same straight line from shoulder to knee. Dropping to your knees is a smart, tactical choice. It allows you to keep your core fully engaged and finish the interval even when your upper body strength runs dry. Now that you have the mechanics down, let's map out the actual 14-day timeline. Looking at this calendar grid, you can see that the program is not 2 uninterrupted weeks of grueling work. Days 4, 7, and 11 are intentionally programmed as mandatory rest days. By day 2 or 3, your abdomen will likely be incredibly sore. It may even hurt to laugh or sneeze. For beginners, this level of intense muscle fatigue is entirely normal. To safely manage that soreness, you must treat the warm-up and cool-down videos as mandatory parts of your daily routine, not optional add-ons. There is a critical difference in the type of pain you feel. A dull, heavy ache in the muscle belly is fine, but if you feel sharp, acute pain in your spine or joints, you must stop immediately. Letting your muscles rebuild during those designated rest periods and actively cooling down each day are the required steps to actually crossing the finish line on day 14. You now have the complete blueprint. You understand exactly what it takes to execute this routine without falling into the traps that sideline most beginners. Success over the next 2 weeks requires protecting your lower spine on the floor, modifying your planks the moment your form slips, and supporting your physical work with a consistent caloric deficit. It is time to clear a space in your living room, unroll your mat, and get to work. Accountability makes a difference. Drop your exact start date in the comments below to lock in your commitment with the community. Having the perfect strategy only matters if you actually execute it. Hit play on day 1 because your 14-day clock starts right now.